Hello, today we're interviewing Harvey Kaufman, Grace Gaiters' grandfather, and he's going to tell us about his life in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. So, hello, and today I'm going to interview my papa. So, the first question is, what is it like to live in Myrtle Beach?
Oh my, what a beautiful question. Beautiful question requires a beautiful answer. We bought our home in Myrtle Beach about 15 years ago, and we were like a lot of older retired people that just went down from time to time and visited and then came back to their other home. But it didn't really start out the way we had thought it would start out, because soon after we bought our home, I started working part-time for Home Depot in Myrtle Beach. I just had a part-time job, but it was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I was a cashier, so I had a lot of interaction with customers and fellow employees and so forth. So that lasted for several years, and then when the store here in Zanesville opened up, I was able to work at the Home Depot store here when we weren't in Myrtle Beach. When we were in Myrtle Beach, I worked at the Home Depot store there. So it was kind of a fun time. But as far as how you live there compared to taking a week's vacation, it's quite different. Because we all know that when we go on a week's vacation with our family, you've got to take advantage of every hour of every day and night. You've got to get to the beach and go to the shops and find good places to eat and blah, blah, blah. You've got to cram all that in 1 week. But when you live there, or even like us, where we have a home, and perhaps we don't go down that often, but when we do go, it's never in the summer because it's too hot and too busy with vacationers. So in fact, we're going in 2 weeks. We're leaving 2 weeks from Sunday to have a nice fall vacation in Myrtle Beach. So in summary, living there versus vacationing there is like two different types of life. Any questions?
Not really.
Okay.
The second question is, what's your favorite thing to do in Myrtle Beach?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. Well, you know, we have our 2 dogs.
Yeah.
What you call your grandmother, Meemaw, has a little white dog, Bogey, that she takes on a leash. And then I have a black lab who's very well trained. So we go out for lots of walks, even at night. We'll take the dogs up to the ocean, up to the beach, and after the busy summer season is over, you're allowed to take dogs any time of the day, whereas in the summer, you can only take them early in the morning or late afternoon. So that's one thing we do a lot of. We go out walking with our dogs, and we like to go to movies. There's so many great movie theaters down there. And Meemaw and I have a favorite one where the seats are leather and very enjoyable. Let's see, what else do we do? Well, we enjoy our home. Since we own the home, we have to spend some time taking care of things, fixing them, keeping them up. And my wife, your Meemaw, likes to have things decorated in different ways at different times of the year, and she'll do a lot of that. And I guess that's about it.
Okay. And now, a third and last question is, how many hurricanes do you think hit Myrtle Beach in the 30 years?
30 years. Why did you pick 30?
Because I did.
Well,
She researched it, didn't you?
And I know the answer.
That's interesting.
And she knows the answer.
Well, I can go back even more than 30 years. I can go back to 1954, which was 46 plus 17. 46 plus 17 is 63 years ago. A horrible hurricane named Hazel. You know all hurricanes are always named after boys and girls' names.
Yeah.
Well, in 1954, I was only 21 years old in 1954. That's how far back it was.
That's a long time
But
ago.
Hazel devastated not only Myrtle Beach, but all the beach towns north of Myrtle Beach and south of Myrtle Beach. There were several people killed. Every business on the coast, restaurants, hotels, whatever, was wiped out. Much like what's going on right now with Puerto Rico. That was in 1954, Hazel. Now, coming forward in time to 1989, that was 11 plus 17, that was 28 years ago, close to your 30 years. But 1989 was another bad hurricane named Hugo, Hugo. Hugo wasn't quite as bad as Hazel, but it did create tremendous amounts of damage and flooding. Now, there really hasn't been any major hurricane since 1989. Now, just last year we had one called Matthew. Matthew came up along the coast from Florida.